Hey guys, Tony here. Welcome to the Thinking Crypto YouTube channel. It is Tuesday, April 9th. I have some very bullish news for you guys. And of course, I hope you're holding strong in this new emerging asset class that is cryptocurrencies. This is, of course, not financial or investment advice. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Also, smash the like button. Guys, we got some news about the Token Taxonomy Act. It was reintroduced today and it has more co-sponsors. Great news. So we heard recently that Warren Davidson said that he would be reintroducing it, and it was done today. So let's hope it progresses very fast through Congress and we can get this signed, as law. However, it needs a bit more sponsors, but at least we have more than two now. It was originally introduced by Warren Davidson and Darren Soto. Warren Davidson being a Republican, Darren Soto a Democrat. So let me give you some details. U.S. Representative Warren Davidson reintroduced the Token Taxonomy Act on Tuesday, saying in a statement that the bill, if approved by Congress and signed into law, would send a powerful message to innovators that the United States is the best destination for blockchain technology. Because what we're seeing right now, guys, a lot of the 70-year-old securities laws are hampering the digital tokens and different startups and new companies that want to launch in the United States, but they're going overseas instead. So the United States is losing out on revenue and jobs and tax revenue and so forth. And also, the institutions in the United States many are afraid to touch crypto or certain types of crypto because of the securities laws. But the Token Taxonomy Act will position digital assets and crypto outside of the 70-year-old securities law. Well, I'll also share some thoughts from a lawyer on this, but the other important part of this, guys, in addition to Davidson and Soto, Representatives Josh Gottheimer, Ted Budd, Scott Perry, and Tulsi Gabbard, who's currently running for president, are co-sponsoring the 2019 version of the bill. So if you recall, Darren Soto and Warren Davidson introduced it. They got comments. They went back and tweaked it, and then they resubmitted it today, and we have more co-sponsored. This is beautiful. I love it because I can't wait for this to be passed and for the regulatory clarity to be there, right? That it's clear digital tokens do not fall under the current securities laws, and that transactions below $600 for crypto are non-taxable. That's going to be so important for the growth of this market, for adoption and utility, guys. And this lawyer, Jake Shaversky, I've quoted him many times because he speaks a lot on blockchain and crypto. He said the Token Taxonomy Act has been reintroduced to the U.S. Congress. This is the first step in a very long legislative process. The final bill could end up quite different from today's draft and probably won't see a vote anytime soon. Give it a read. So he pulled up a copy here. And right off the bat, it says to amend the Securities Act of 1933. It's 2019. They can't use this to regulate digital tokens and digital assets, right? And it says 1933 and the Securities Exchange Act of 1934 to exclude digital tokens from the definition of a security. So this is what the bill is aiming to do, guys, among many other things. And I know Jake said it could take a while, and sometimes these things do take a while, but let's see. Let's hope it doesn't take a year, right? Let's maybe a few months. That might be ideal, but fingers crossed, progress is still being made. This should excite you as a cryptocurrency holder. We are seeing the big money getting in, making investments, and obviously starting a lot of different services, and a lot of it's being built out. But also the governments are having the dialogue. They're on track to pass regulations, guys. It's all coming together. The future of this market is beautiful. Speaking of laws and government, the Michigan House of Representatives votes to include cryptocurrencies in criminal laws. So this doesn't, the headline might seem like it's bad, but it's actually a good thing. What the law is essentially saying is that the legislation prohibits the collection of cryptocurrency or any currency for fighting, baiting, or shooting of any animal. So it's essentially saying cryptocurrencies are prohibited from being used for illegal activities. That's all. But it goes to show you crypto is here to stay. The laws are now being built around it. And if it was a fad, if it was just some whatever over the night Ponzi scheme nonsense that some people still think it is, they wouldn't be doing this. They wouldn't be putting these things in place. Crypto is going mainstream. It's here to stay. It is the new asset class. We've talked about it. It's going to start with cryptocurrencies, then it's going to go to digitalized or tokenized stocks, assets, tokenized real estate. We're headed to the token economy, and crypto is just the start. So it is here to stay, guys. And I hope you see what's happening here. You look at the bigger picture, not just the price. Price is important, but you can't just look at that because there's many factors that affect that, and you have to understand the timeline and how early we are. And like I said, a lot is being built around it, crypto. Now, guys, we got some interesting XRP news here. Now, as you know, just for the record, I hold XRP, Bitcoin. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I'm bullish on Ethereum. I have Litecoin, Coin, Propi, Stellar. I personally diversify. Now, I'm most bullish on XRP. That's why it's the majority of my portfolio. And you guys I've mentioned the reasons so many times, right? But Michael Arrington, as you guys know, the founder of TechCrunch, very well known in Silicon Valley. He has invested in many companies. I believe he's also invested in Ripple. And the Crypto Dog, which is a well-known trader on Twitter. This guy has like 122,000 followers. So he often gives like day trading recommendations or things that he's doing. So he's well known. Well, he tweeted a valid statement here. He said, if 2019 is going to be a repeat of 2017, the bull run up, then XRP will be around $300 in less than 9 months. Yes, I'm not kidding. Things can change quickly. XRP has never been utilized more than now. All what he's stating is facts. Now, the price aspect is, of course, speculation, but, the utility, and he's talking about the run-up that we saw in 2017 where XRP, remember, XRP was less than a penny, guys, and then we went up to we went to $3.80. I mean, if that type of run-up happens at what its price is at now, right, the same percentage. Now, is that a possibility? Sure. How likely is it? I'm not sure, right? It's hard to predict these things. This market is very volatile, very young, so anything is possible. But one thing's for sure, XRP has more utility behind it than I would say 99% of the crypto market. And the only one that maybe has more transaction volumes and so forth is possibly Bitcoin. But XRP is ramping up, and we see more banks and institutions are going live this year with XRapid, which is Ripple's protocol to move money cross borders, and it leverages XRP. Well, Michael Arrington, guys, and once again, he's no joke. He said, let's do this, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, referencing this tweet. XRP to $300. Now, I personally believe, this is just my opinion, people can disagree, that's fine, XRP will eventually reach $300. Will it happen this year? I'm not comfortable in saying that it will, because the logical and factual and reality-based part of me is trying to say, this is a little bit too far-fetched. If it happens, oh man, I will be happy, of course, even if it hits $50 to $100, right? But 300, I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure that that's this year. Is it a few years from now? I think so. With, let's say the token taxonomy act gets passed. We have more regulatory clarity. More of these institutions go live with XRapid and R3's Corda Settler, which also uses XRP. Oh, it's going to easily hit 300. This year, I'm not sure, but this is a very interesting tweet here. And Michael knows something we don't. So big things are ahead. Now we got some news. Bitstamp, which is a XRapid exchange partner. They're one of the exchanges that financial institutions can source liquidity from for XRP and send their funds. Well, they have been granted, guys, a New York Bit license, which is great. And shout out to XRP Research Center who pulled out the information here. Key element in ramping up our presence in the United States, especially when it comes to working with institutional investors. Because remember, New York is a financial hub, and they're going to want to work with a lot of the companies that are in New York. And they are Bitstamp authorized to use XRP, the XRP Ledger decentralized exchange. Bitstamp USA is also authorized to facilitate transfer of funds onto Ripple's network, issuing Ripple balances in USD, other cryptos, and select fiat currencies, including the Australian dollar, the Great Britain pound, euro, the Swiss franc, it looks like here, and Japanese yen. And there's an article on it here. As well as, official statement on their website. So big things happening around XRP and Ripple, guys. And when I say big, check this out. Excellent exchange of views with Chris Larsen, the co-founder of Ripple. Looking forward to further development of Ripple in Luxembourg and Europe. This guy, Pierre, he's a professional accountant of Luxembourg's Minister of Finance. He's the Minister of Finance. For additional updates, follow. Okay, so, and then what we also talked about, I think it was yesterday or the day before, the Luxembourg Private Equity and Venture Capital Association. What did they do? In their document that they released, a statement, they said XRP is a payment token just like Bitcoin, alluding to it not being a security. Man, the things that are happening with XRP and Ripple that are like in the works right now is ridiculous. I mean, on another level, guys. Look at who the people from Ripple are hanging out with. And we've seen Brad Garlinghouse hang out with the IMF, share the stage with IMF. We see the Federal Reserve has endorsed Ripple. We see statements of Ripple employees saying that they are working with 40 to 50 central banks globally. I'm telling you, man, this is why I hold XRP. It's not because I'm in love with the token or whatever. I'm looking at what's going to make me money, and I'm approaching this from a business logical standpoint. I don't have a religious affiliation to any token where it's only this token or nothing else. As you can see, I personally diversify. I have nothing against any other token. I'm just looking at this from a money standpoint, and obviously the technology is superior to the other things in the market, and it's being used from its utility is going to be on a massive scale, and it's going to disrupt Swift. So you do what you want to do. I just encourage you to think from this from a logical business standpoint, not emotional. What's going to make you money and have a potential high return. Now, also, we got some news here from Uphold. They said, hey, XRP community, we want you to know that we hear you and we value your feedback. That's why we're thrilled to announce that as of today, we have eliminated the withdrawal fee for XRP. Great news. So moving ahead, guys, we got some Bitcoin China FUD here. So once again, we're seeing news that China plans to ban crypto mining in renewed clampdown. So obviously talking about Bitcoin for the most part. Now, we've heard this nonsense before. Could it be real this time? Possibly. I don't think they're gonna ban it because I think the folks there realize the power they have with all of these miners and mining pools with Bitmain in China. I don't know if China would want to get rid of that, but let's see what happens. But if this does happen, this is not a problem for Bitcoin. I know there's some people out there saying, oh man, Bitcoin's gonna be dead. Yeah, but at the same time, how can you say Bitcoin's dead when you have the CME, NASDAQ, and Backed and Fidelity, and all these people are building financial instruments and products around Bitcoin? Explain that, right? These people are not dummies. Backed, raising $182.5 million are going to have physically backed Bitcoin futures, meaning they have to hold the physical Bitcoin. They're not idiots. So this will all be either it's either a FUD, even if it does happen. Remember, the Lightning Network is around the corner, which will help improve Bitcoin scalability, and the mining could be spread out around the world. It wouldn't surprise me if the U.S. said, "Oh, okay, China's getting rid of it. We're gonna take over it," right? That could happen, or even any other country, right, guys? So I think there's some politics here. There's some country infighting or outside fighting or whatever it is, competition. So let's see what happens. But I think it's FUD. We've heard a lot of this before, and it's funny how it's happening when the price is going up now. So Tim Draper versus our good friend Jamie Dimon. As you guys know, JP Morgan Chase CEO. So as you know, Jamie Dimon is the biggest hypocrite on the planet. This guy's a loser. Well, I shouldn't say, obviously he's had some success, but from a personal standpoint, he's a loser because he's a liar. We've seen him come out and bash Bitcoin and crypto, and then, oh, hey, here's JPM coin, right? The hypocrisy is just so blatant. Well, Tim Draper, as you guys know, he's a major investor. He's a billionaire, well-known. He's bullish on crypto and Bitcoin, but he slams up paranoid Jamie Dimon and doubles down on his $250,000 Bitcoin price. And here's what he said in the quote. That guy talking about Jamie Dimon, first said that Bitcoin is a scam. Then he gets all paranoid. Then he lines up all the banks against it. Then he says credit cards, my credit cards cannot be used to buy Bitcoin. And then he decides he's going to do his own coin. I mean, that was so ridiculous. That's typical. It's like the 7 stages of they go through denial, then they go to acceptance. So he is at acceptance. And that is 100% accurate. And Jamie Dimon has just exposed himself. And the great thing about this age that we live in, the video content, that all these things that he said is online. Maybe back in the day when it's just newspaper and TV, you could have gotten away with it, right? But this day and age, I think if you see what's happening here in the game, Jamie Dimon and his big Wall Street buddies are trying to play. So that's why don't always fall for the headlines, right? What these guys say, and especially like from CNBC, Fast Money and so forth. Look at market cycles, look at the facts, the trends, right? What's happening, what has happened historically. And sometimes you do want to be a contrarian to what the masses are doing, right? Right now, crypto is very small. The masses right now are still afraid of crypto. Now, there's been a slight uptick with the price going up. But right now, still, the average Joe is like, whatever, this is a Ponzi, it's a scam, right? Whatever it is. They don't realize the technology. But guys like these different banks and so forth were like, this crypto poses a threat to us, right? So Jamie went on the FUD campaign, but he couldn't stop it, and then they were like, we better create our own. The hypocrisy, it's amazing, guys. But I think the good part about it validates crypto, because he was forced to then, Jamie Dimon and Chase, to create their own, validating the technology. Hope you guys see that. Now, moving ahead here, BitGo, LGO Markets team up to provide crypto custody. Now, you guys may have seen my interview with the CEO of LGO Markets. If you haven't, check it out. I'll put a link in the description. They are institutional crypto exchange, and they're actually based here in New Jersey. And we got some news that they will be, crypto custody provider BitGo has announced that crypto exchange LGO Markets will offer its clients BitGo's custody solutions and multi-signature wallets, BitGo announced in a press release. So this is great. BitGo is a very well-known custody service, and you can expect a lot more companies that are doing trading services and exchange services are going to leverage BitGo, because they need that protection for their institutional clients. So once again, check out that interview, guys. Very insightful stuff happening. Now, we got some news here. Major web browser Firefox by Mozilla now blocks web-based crypto jacking. Great news, because we know that there's been some hijacking of people's browsers and computers and so forth to mine crypto. So major open source browser Mozilla Firefox has launched new protections against crypto mining malware in the new browser versions, according to a blog post published on April 9th. So in its latest Firefox Nightly 68 and Beta 67 versions, Mozilla has enabled a new level of protection against crypto mining and fingerprint hacking attacks in part of the browser's content blocking suite of protections. So great news here. Firefox is like the second most used browser behind Google Chrome. So this is great, guys. You see the infrastructure being built out, whether it's to invest or security or different things, custody and so forth. In all these respective use cases and angles are being addressed. So this is beautiful to see. Now, bullish news on blockchain here. Blockchain could be used by at least 50% of all companies within 3 years, Oracle executive says. The technology is here to stay, and crypto is leading the blockchain revolution, guys. Blockchain is like the internet, and think of cryptos as like different websites and services that were built on the internet. So it's a great thing to see this happen. We're very early. I hope you have the patience. Patience is so important here, because you think about when the market started bottoming out, a lot of people left. They ran. They were like, oh my God, the prices, Bitcoin's going down to zero. Oh no, right? Not understanding market cycles. And count yourself lucky you're still here, because we do have to wait a bit more. it could go faster than we expect, but it could also take longer. And you have to be prepared for that, right? You have to be prepared for these different scenarios, but understand the technology is here to stay and patience is the key. So I hope you guys see it from that perspective as well. So what do you think about the news, guys? A lot I covered here. Could XRP go to $300 at the end of the year? Maybe the token taxonomy act gets passed by the summer. I hope. I'm praying. So it will be a great thing, guys. The floodgates are gonna open if this bill gets passed. We're talking about the largest capital market in the world is the United States, right? So imagine how much money and companies and so forth are gonna start launching into crypto once this bill gets passed. So, guys, what do you think? I want to hear your thoughts. Leave them below. Thumbs up if you like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, links in the description. Thank you for your support, and I'll talk to you all later.